Good morning, First Aid Friday, Family Edition. Today I've got the adult, so I've got the child, and I've got a baby with me as well. I'm going to be looking at CPR once again. I'm going to revisit it. Reason why is the amount of people that say to me, yeah, but what would I do if? Over 80% of sudden cardiac arrests happen out with hospital. So just having these small, little, potentially life-saving skills can be a massive, massive impact in a lot of people's lives. So let's look at CPR. What does it stand for? It stands for cardio, as in the heart, pulmonary, as in the lungs, and resuscitation. Now, the chance of somebody actually starting to breathe again with CPR alone is actually quite small. So why are we doing it? When somebody stops breathing, there is zero oxygen moving around the body. So what we are doing with CPR is we are acting as the heart, meaning we are pumping oxygen around the body, ensuring that vital organs stay alive, really, okay? So let's have a demonstration. So I'm going to actually start with an adult first. So with an adult, we start with compressions. And the reason why we start with compressions is when a person collapses, as soon as they collapse, they still have oxygen in their body. So we want to start pushing that oxygen around the body as soon as we can. So how are we going to do those compressions then? So we're going to do 30 compressions, and we're going to do it at the depth of between 2 to 3 inches, about 4 to 5 centimeters, so it is firm. The speed that we do it at, between 100 and 120 per minute, about 2 per second. And where are we going to do those compressions? I'm going to show you. So right in the center of the nipple line, we are going to place our heel of our hand. So we interlock our hands like so. That gives us better pressure where it's needed. So this part of the hand is going to go right in the center of the nipple line. Now, it's really important that you keep your arms nice and straight so that we get all that power through and targeting the heart where it's needed. I want to make sure that my shoulders are over my wrists as well, again, so we're targeting where we need that pressure. So I'm going to count, and when I count, I just like to put the word "and" in between. It keeps me a real good, steady rhythm. So here we go. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 and 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. After I have done those compressions, so I'm circulating that oxygen, I need to top up the oxygen. And the way that I top it up is by giving 2 rescue breaths. Now, in order to get those breaths in, the oxygen in, we have to ensure that the airway is open. So as you're watching this just now, I want you to tilt your head back as far as you can, right? Now try and swallow. It's either impossible or nearly impossible. Why? Because you've opened up the airway and you've lifted the tongue off the back of the airway. And this is what we need to do to get that oxygen in. So I need to tilt the head back, remember that feeling, but I need to ensure that I pinch the nose as well so the oxygen does not escape. And I'm going to give 2 rescue breaths. So I need to get my mouth on their mouth and give it a good seal. Here we go. Mouth away. Mouth away. Now that I've got a top up, oh, baby's gone for a ride. It's all right. There we are. You just stay there now, okay? Yeah. So now that I've got the oxygen in, I want to start pushing that oxygen around again. So we just repeat 30 compressions. Can remember, heel of the hand, center of the nipple line, nice and firm, 4 to 5 centimeters, 2 to 3 inches, round about that, a third of the person's body. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Repeat 2 rescue breaths. Make sure that airway is open. Make sure you get that good seal around their mouth. Mouth away. Mouth away. And I would just continue until emergency services arrive. Let's have a look now at a child. So, there is a slight difference of technique when it comes to a child and a baby. When it comes to a child and a baby, we go under the thinking, well, actual fact, that when they're so young, their body hasn't been put through as much, what's the word I'm looking for, use, if you like. So if you can imagine, you buy a brand new car, a child and a baby don't have a lot of miles on the clock, whereas an adult, they do. Where am I going with this? If a baby or child was to stop breathing, it's more than likely going to be a pulmonary problem, say that word right, as opposed to a cardiac problem. So more than likely going to be a breathing problem. So what we start with here is 5 initial breaths. These 5 initial breaths can get the child, the baby, starting to breathe again without having to do any compressions. This is how we're going to do it. So again, to get those breaths in, we have to open up that airway. Yeah, remember that feeling that you had? Open up the airway. Again, you have to pinch the nose and again, get your mouth onto their mouth. Mouth away, mouth away, mouth away, mouth away, mouth away. If the child is still not breathing, now we need to start circulating that oxygen around the body. We're still going to be doing the compressions in exactly the same location as in between the nipple line in the center of the chest. And we're still going to be pressing firm, about 1/3 of the child's depth of body. But this time I'm only going to use one hand. Why? Because they're smaller. Still heel of the hand though, still in the center of the nipple line, still a straight arm, still 30 compressions. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now I'm going to go on the same ratio as what I would do if it was an adult. So open up the airway, pinch that nose, 2 rescue breaths. Mouth away, mouth away. And I would continue 13, 2, 13, 2, 13, 2 until the medical services arrive. Let's have a look at a baby. Now, I just want to stress right here that it is extremely rare for a baby or a child to actually go unresponsive and stop breathing. But here we go. What we're going to do if it's a baby then, exactly the same as it was with a child. We need to get those 5 initial breaths in first. Why? Because that could get them breathing again without having to do any compressions. So again, we need to make sure that airway is open. Remember that feeling. Now this time, because they're smaller, we have to get our mouth over their mouth and nose and get those 5 rescue breaths in. Here we go. Mouth away, mouth away, mouth away, mouth away, mouth away. Now that I've got oxygen into baby, if baby's still not breathing, I now have to start pushing it around the body once more. On a baby, they're smaller, but it's still in the center of their nipple line. But this time I'm going to use 2 fingers. It's still 30 compressions. It's still the same speed. It's still 1/3 of the baby's body depth. Okay, here we go. 2 fingers, nice and firm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. After those 30 compressions, now I'm on the same as an adult, a child, and a baby, 2 rescue breaths. Open up that airway, your mouth onto their mouth and nose. Mouth away, mouth away. And I would continue 30 compressions, 30 and 2, 30 and 2, until medical services arrives. Now, I hope you found this video useful. It'd be great if you could share with your family, friends, loved ones, maybe your teammates at work. You just never know when you may have to use it. I'm Sarah, and I am owner, trainer of First Aid at Work, Aberdeen and Aberdeenshire in partnership with Mini First Aid, and I will probably have a course coming to you somewhere in the city and Shire. Look forward to seeing you there. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye.